Hello, this is a public service announcement for all my students. I'm making this video because I wanted to kind of show you a way that you can sort of set up your sound on your end so that I as a teacher can get kind of the best, can hear as much as I can out of what my students are playing. So Zoom is not configured necessarily for piano students or for guitar students, ukulele students off the bat. Zoom is typically is made for people who are having a conversation, and so the Zoom application naturally gets rid of all the sound that it would not be considered kind of part of the human voice. It sort of kind of gets rid of that sound. And so the problem with that is that a lot of times the higher sounds on a piano or the really low sounds might get cut out because Zoom thinks that, you know, that's not a human person talking, so I'm going to cut that out. But there is a way to get around this, and it's by enabling what we call original sound in the preferences of a Zoom application. And so I'm going to show you sort of how to do that. It's not going to necessarily make any difference on your end, like you're not going to hear anything different, but it makes a huge difference on my end where I can hear the piano or the ukulele or guitar much more clearly, cleanly, crisply. Every note comes out a lot easier. It's almost as though, like, maybe not exactly like me being in the room with you, but it's as close to me being in the room with you as possible and hearing the sound, you know, just right there. So I'm going to take some time here to kind of walk through how you enable this in your preferences so that I can hear you better. So I'm going to start a new meeting here. With computer audio. So what you're going to do once you're in your own meeting is you're going to go up to zoom.us up here. You're going to go to preferences right here. And then you have all these different options. You're going to go down to audio. And if I go further down, first off, there's this one option that says automatically adjust microphone volume. Just keep that unclicked, so don't worry about that. There's this suppress background noise, keep it at low, though I'm not sure it's going to matter if we put original sound. But down here's where the really big thing is. It says here show in meeting option to enable original sound. You want that clicked. So show in the meeting that you want original sound to be an option. Okay. Now down here, if you can, high fidelity music mode would be fantastic. You do not want echo cancellation, stereo audio. I don't think it really matters too much. But the thing with this, it says here that it takes up more bandwidth. So, you know, if you can do high fidelity music mode, that's great. If not, that's all right. Just keep it unclicked. But maybe keep it clicked if you can pull it off. So this is how it should look in the audio section with all these things right here. So no adjust automatically volume and then keep this clicked in. So now if I get out of here, you'll notice that up here it says original sound. Okay, and so I want that on. I don't want it off. I want it on, or you want it on your end. If it's like that, then I am just going to hear the sound that comes from your piano or whatever instrument you have exactly as it's coming out. Zoom isn't going to filter it or change it or anything like that. I'm just going to hear it exactly like it is, and it makes a huge difference in what I hear. So keep that original sound on. That'd be awesome. Now, one more thing I'll say about the original sound is that with it on, it would be best for the student to be having headphones on. And so the reason for that is because since it's original sound, even the sound that's coming from my voice gets fed back into the microphone, and so I end up hearing my voice a lot when the original sound is on. So with the original sound on, the student should be wearing headphones as well, so that my voice doesn't come back through and I start hearing myself talking all the time. Another way to get around that, if you don't have headphones, which is okay, is to, when I'm talking, you know, the student can mute themselves. And so if they mute themselves on their end, then the sound doesn't swing back around to me. But if they're unmuted and I'm unmuted and the original sound is on, I'm going to hear my voice even louder than I would hear the piano or hear my student. So that's something that you want to think about as well. Now, if a student does use headphones, there are some headphones that have like a built-in mic in them. If headphones have a built-in mic, I really don't want to hear the sound of the piano coming through that really small mic. I would rather hear it coming through the laptop. And so there are ways that you can adjust this. So for example, if I'm down here where it has that microphone, if I click on the arrow, it gives me a few options here of which microphone I can use. So currently I have the AT2020 USB, that's this one that I have here, but I could change it to the webcam mic, which I have up there, which probably sounds a little bit different. I could change it to some unknown USB device. I think that's the one that's up here facing my piano. I always keep it at a USB, but whatever the case, you don't want the mic to be the one that's attached to the headphones, because it's just not a good quality, and I'll definitely hear the student's voice really well, but that's not totally the point of the lesson, right? I want to be able to hear the piano, I want to be able to hear the instrument, and so keep it on the mic that's on whatever laptop or computer or iPad or whatever device is there. Leave it off, make sure that it's not on the headphone one. So again, you can see those options if you click on the arrow here and look at these different things. You can also choose a different speaker. If it happens to be coming, if you have headphones on, but it happens to be coming through the computer instead, this is where you change things. This is where you sort of adjust which speaker you'd like to use. Now you can stop the video at this point, that'd be perfectly fine, but I figure while I'm here, I guess I'll also mention some other things that you can do if you want to get a little bit of a better sound. So you might notice that I have here condenser mic, and it's just a higher quality mic, and basically the higher quality mic you have, probably the better the sound's going to be coming to me on my end, and the more I'm going to hear. Now, why is that important? Because there's a lot of nuance in the way that people play. There's a lot of nuance in especially on the piano, on the guitar, and for me to hear as much of that as possible is really, really helpful for me as a teacher, because I can kind of zero in on exactly what a student should be doing. So anyway, I feel like I'm going kind of fast with that, but this is a video, so you can always go backwards and listen to it again. If you have any questions about that, let me know. The really big thing is just please make sure you turn on the original sound on your end, because it's just incredibly helpful for me as a teacher to be able to hear the sound of the instrument coming through unfiltered. Now, please know that even if you can't get a condenser mic, and even if for whatever reason, the original audio and all that stuff isn't working, I can still teach your student. I can still teach piano, teach guitar, teach ukulele through Zoom. I've been doing it for months. So please don't think it's the end of the world if none of this happens. It would just be immensely helpful for me if all these things could be changed. And also, I realize this is a lot of information, and so if a student forgets to mute or forgets to change to original sound, I can always remind them. It's not a huge deal.